Hello once again to the podcast, Crypto Podcast with me, Coach 23, where we talk about pro wrestling, pop culture, and life in general. This is episode 50, uh, by number episode. So this is episode 50. Man, wow. It's been a while. I did this last September, and now we're in episode 50. So this is somewhat great, if you ask me. Uh, we broke down 1,700 viewership for all episodes. Uh, and thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Spread the word. If you're enjoying this show, spread the word. Give this grifter a chance. That's all I can say about it. But I appreciate everything, guys. Seriously. So yeah, as I said on my What's Next NXT episode, we're going to do a well for the next 3 days top five anything regarding Royal Rumbles that I made a compiled list. I did this with the book review last week. Didn't really, I'm not saying it didn't really do well, but that's fine. Come on. As long as you guys are enjoying, or some of you guys are enjoying, I'm still going to do this for you guys. So, Royal Rumbles are around the corner. Quick and brief history of the Royal Rumble. It was created in the late 80s by the late great Hall of Famer Pat Patterson. He made a concept of, you know what? Why not create a battle royal that's different? Because most of the battle royals in the early days, if you're 20, 10 man, 15 man, whatever number wrestlers are in the Royal Rumble, they're already in the ring. Why not create something that 2 men starts, then maybe a minute and a half or 2 minutes afterwards, somebody comes out, and until all 30 are in the ring, or at least 30 will be there, then that's it. So still the concept of over the top rope with 2 feet touching the ground to be eliminated, and it has become one of the most important PLEs or pay-per-views for WWE. Um, it was in there's still an argument of who really won the first one. Some are saying Big John Studs, but per WWE's record, it's Hacksaw Jim Duggan who won the first one. Um, they made it the winner who's the winner of the Rumble maybe in the early 90s, I believe, in during Hulk Hogan, and to get a title shot against, I believe, Macho Man Randy Savage. Then they made it to like that. Whoever wins the Battle Royal or the Royal Rumble will get a shot at the main event or world title at the main event of WrestleMania. Four guys won back-to-back Royal Rumbles. Was Hulk Hogan during the early 90s, I believe 91, 92, or no, 90 or 91. If I'm correct, then you have Shawn Michaels at 1995 and 1996. Stone Cold Steve Austin 1997, 1998. Although the first one, 1997, was a little bit disputed, but he still won because he got eliminated during the match by Bret Hart, and referees weren't able to see that he got eliminated. He enters back, eliminates all of the remaining wrestlers there, um, and he won it. So, but 1997, 1998 was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and recently, 2023, 2024, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. There's only one guy who won the Royal Rumble 3 times, and that guy is Stone Cold Steve Austin. He won it 1997 and 1998, and I believe 2001. But there are certain number of superstars, basically a Hall of Fame list, that won it twice as well, but not back to back. Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton, um, Brock Lesnar, to a name of few. First guy who won it in a number 30 was The Undertaker, followed by Shawn Michaels, actually, ironically, in back-to-back years, 2007, 2008. Then you had, I believe there were only three who won it in the first wrestler who came out. Shawn Michaels won it in 1995, entering number one. Uh, Chris Benoit won it in 2004, and Edge recently, I believe, in 2021. So yeah, um, what else? I can say about this. They're also marred by, controversy. I believe 1994, Bret Hart and Lex Luger were eliminated at the same time. And instead of, entering back into the ring to say or to set up who really wins, they made it like, you know what, both of you guys are winners. So they got title shot at Yokozuna at WrestleMania 10. Bret Hart won that one. And but 2005 it happened as well. Batista and John Cena were both eliminated at the same time, and but they restarted the match. Batista eventually won the Rumble at the time, winning his first Royal Rumble. And yeah, Shawn Michaels, despite winning it at number one at 1994, he believe he won it under 40 minutes, so it was one of the shortest Rumbles at the time, and especially if you're entering number one. Uh, Yeah, I believe the record for longest stay at the Rumble, I believe it's Liv Morgan for the women's side. Uh, but yeah, maybe I'll talk more of the history tomorrow for another Royal Rumble top five. But right now, we're going to top five anything related Royal Rumble. But this time, the top, in my opinion, the top five, highly recommended for me, top five non-Royal Rumble matches. Meaning it happened in a Royal Rumble, but the matches were really really good. But again, like the last time we did the top five anything, I'm not going this and this is top five, this is top one, and we're not going to do that. This is just top five in my opinion that I can recommend you guys to watch. So let's go to the first one. First one is Kurt Angle defending the WWE Championship against Chris Benoit at Royal Rumble 2003. Now, we can say anything negative about Chris Benoit and what he did in the final days of his life. It's bad. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm just putting it here because the match was really, really great. And even Kurt Angle said that this was his favorite match of all time. And we have to understand in Kurt Angle's point of view, being one half in the match there, that you know what, if we're going to negate all the matches of Chris Benoit, then he according to Kurt Angle will be losing like the top 5% of his matches. It's like if it didn't happen. But although if you go to Peacock, if you go to WWE Network, or even Vault of Matches, the matches of Chris Benoit is still there. I totally understand and where Kurt Angle is coming from. What Chris Benoit committed at the time of last days of his life was truly unforgivable. I don't condone it. Condemn it even. As a wrestler, he's one of the best. Even for me, in my standard as a wrestling fan at the time, I considered him the best at one time, even when he was in WCW. So it's really hard if you're a wrestling fan, even in my age. I'm 42 years old. Even like I said, I'm 38 years wrestling fan right now. Uh, it's hard it's really hard to do that. He had great matches, definitely, and this one is one of the best Chris Benoit Kurt Angle matches out there. I like still picking. Did they really they did throw a punch? I believe more there did elbow smashes, chops, kicks, leg locks, but I don't. Yeah, I believe there's only maybe a couple or maybe one punch that happened, but it was great for a Run Royal Rumble match. I really highly recommend it. Despite if you can forgive yourself for like you know what, I'm not watching this because I don't condone what Chris Benoit did. Yeah, it's on your prerogative, but for my opinion, this is one of the best matches that I've even seen technically wise. This I believe this is during before even before his death, before he passed away or whatever happened to Chris Benoit. This was like most people are saying, watch this match, watch this match. If you want to learn psychology in the ring, storytelling, this is the match that you have to watch. And in a way, I have to totally agree with that. So yeah, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Royal Rumble 2003, good match, great match even. So next up, um, we have John Cena versus Umaga in a last man standing match at Royal Rumble 2000. No, not the 2007. Yeah, was it 2007? Yeah, I believe it's 2007. Yeah, 2007. 2008 was the return of John Cena. So Umaga versus Cena. Uh, this is one of their better matches. This is one of the I believe this was one of the first few matches that John Cena uses the ring steps and threw it outside his opponent. And I believe Umaga caught it. But this was one of also Umaga, the late great Umaga's best match ever. His feud with Cena is really, really underrated in terms of, bringing the toughness out of John Cena. And they really did it. Weird enough, John Cena won the match by putting the STF on Umaga with, choking him with the ring ropes. Sorry. So he wrapped the ring ropes around Umaga's neck and he won it by that. But this was one of the great Umaga or Eddie Fatu is really one underrated that we really hope that he at least won a world title on his time. But sadly enough, in his personal life, something drastically happened. Where he wasn't able you know, to remain as clean and sober as he can. Like I said, in a weird way, if you're a wrestling fan, if you fan or you're a fan of both the kayfabe side to the reality of wrestling, you would understand where Umaga is coming from. Um, but as a performer, even when he debuted, I'm like, that's just No, that's not. That's what his name. So it's Rosie and I forgot his name in 3 minute warning. I was like, it's just that, but they just put makeup. But yeah, Umaga when he entered with Alejandro Estrada, he was an underrated main event performer in my book. Even his matches with Triple H at the time, it was great as well. And yeah, kudos to them. Kudos to Maga and John Cena to cracking, in my opinion, one of the top five non-Royal Rumble matches in history. So next up, uh, this just happened. The next two will be just happened recently. But I highly enjoyed these matches. One is Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Kevin Owens in Royal Rumble 2021. This happened during the pandemic Thunderdome era. Highly entertaining matches between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. They always deliver. I believe they already face each other. I believe in 2019 Royal Rumble. But that time Kevin Owens was the heel and he was the Universal Champion against Roman Reigns. And I believe that this was the time, that was the match that Chris Jericho was in a shark cage uh, at the top of, he was, in the ceiling or attached to the ceiling. But this one is like a rematch. And this, well, actually, Kevin Owens, in my opinion, in terms of non-Royal Rumble matches, is Mr. Royal Rumble. He's been in title matches for like a lot of times, including that one, this coming weekend, Royal Rumble against Cody Rhodes in a ladder match for the WWE Championship. He's really that. He's really great in terms of that. But this one, I believe this is a street fight or not last man standing, but this is actually disqualification match, and just choose this picture because this was the one that made me laugh in a way. It's like oh and wow, and I was laughing because it's if you're seeing this picture of Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns drove a golf cart against Kevin Owens in this match, which was really, really, no, entertaining. Like I said, it's either in your prerogative, but as far as entertaining matches in terms of a non-Royal Rumble match, this, for me, in my opinion, definitely one of them. Then again, next up, again a recent match, that happened. This happened, I believe, last year. Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, on his Tribal Chief face, defended the undisputed WWE Championship against Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. Now, a lot of people are saying this is like a combobulated mess. Not. I was really highly entertained because this was one of the matches that made you ooh, and you were like, Yeah, they should give it to Randy Orton to set up Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. But again, Roman Reigns retained against these three great performers. Um, this really was one of the matches. I believe an RKO was hit, a BFT was hit, a phenomenal forearm or a Styles clash happened, spears, and this was really a highly, entertaining fatal four-way matches that really makes you, ooh, it was this close that Roman Reigns was about to lose his title. And if that makes you, as a wrestling fan, do that or have that feeling, then you know it's a great match through and through. It's not a really technical, wizardly match, multiple man matches. There's only a handful of multiple man matches that are really highly entertaining because of its technical expertise. One to come in recent memory is AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe in TNA for the X Division title. But for Fatal Four Way, it's rarely happening that or happens that it's a great one. And for me, in my opinion, this was really a great one. The crowd was hot. The crowd was into the match. If you're live or if you're watching it on your streaming site or wherever, and if like I said, if it gets you that feeling of that feeling, it's a great match. Then lastly, on my top five anything non-Royal Rumble match, this one. This one is actually one of the best street fights that I've seen in recent memory. Triple H defended the WWE Championship against Cactus Jack and Royal Rumble 2000 in Madison Square Garden. How good it is, go to Peacock, to WWE Network, and watch it. That's how I can only. It's brutal. The Madison Square Garden crowd was hot. For me, in my opinion, despite Triple H being the WWE champion at the time for like 6, 7 months, I believe this is his second reign. Um, this solidifies him as the game, as the cerebral assassin, as a legend, because he was a heel that can be a cowardly heel to you know, a butt kicker, and he really did that. He delivered. I like the set of this match because I believe early 2000 at a Monday Night Raw, uh, Triple H busted Mankind, Mick Foley Mankind at the time, and then Mankind removed the mask. Blood was pouring on his shirt. Still fighting Triple H. Then the following SmackDown that happened in Chicago, uh, Mankind himself said, "You know what? There's something that one Mankind is not ready to do at the Royal Rumble. It's that face you for the WWE Championship. However, there's a substitute for him, and he removed the mask, he removed the shirt, and it says Cactus Jack. I believe this is the second. If you ask me, in televised matches, this is the second street fight between Triple H and Cactus Jack. I believe it happened 1997. Also happened at Madison Square Garden, which was Cactus Jack's first appearance in a WWE show or ring. And this one happened as well with higher stakes for the WWE Championship. Brutal, barbed wire, baseball, 2x4 shots, chair shots, thumbtacks. There's also this gruesome image of Triple H executing a suplex to a pallet on Cactus Jack, or I believe it's the other way around, and a slab of wood jag Triple H's leg, and I believe it was really really brutal. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's not good. But and yeah, I believe I haven't seen it in a while, but I believe Triple H won with a pedigree on thumbtacks, which was also dangerous as by imagining a pedigree on thumbtacks. Go figure. It's really really brutal and difficult to imagine, but it happened. And even for me, this was I haven't seen most of Cactus Jack's matches in ECW or in Japan, FMW, I believe. But in my opinion, when he entered WWE as Cactus Jack, even WCW, I haven't seen him there. This was really a highlight for him, and this was the time that this Mick Foley was at age 34. was thinking of retirement, his first retirement. But in a way, this was one of his on his first stint of retirement. This was one of the matches to go, and you have to respect both guys. Both are Hall of Famers and legendary figures in the wrestling business, and this one is actually one of their best matches, even. So yeah, that's it. This is top five editing, about 20 minutes. We did finish the five matches in 20 minutes. So enjoy the show. We'll do again tomorrow after probably episode 52 or episode 51. It depends on the mood. If I'm going to do an AEW show again. But yeah. So thank you guys for episode 50. And like I said, I appreciate you guys watching. The subscribers who are still here, I really, really, thank you guys. Spread the word if you can. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the wrestling matches. Um, so this is episode 50 of the podcast, Cryptor Podcast, formerly known as Pop and Wrestling Podcast. You can leave comments there, suggestion of what episodes you want to do. Go to Worldwide Wrestling Society Facebook page. I'm one of the admins there. You can also leave like, hey, can you do this at a show like this, or what's your opinion about this? We will definitely try collaboration with other podcasters or content creators. We will definitely do that next month before Elimination Chamber. Let's just finish Royal Rumble. I have things to finish. I have toys to fix. I have Sabretooth. I have Red Hulk. I have Ryu and Ken. You know, I want to talk about collections as well. Maybe next time. I have Vega. I have Yokozuna. Not Yokozuna. E Honda. I have multiple toys that I have to fix and display. I have Captain America Falcon. I have Brain for from Mortal Kombat. I got the Winter Soldier. I have multiple toys that I have to fix. I have Cable. I have Deadpool. I have other toys to fix and display, and it's quite a while going to do. So yeah, but yeah, thank you for tuning in episode 50 of the podcast Cryptor Podcast, formerly known as Pop and Wrestling Podcast, with me, Coach 23, where we talk about pro wrestling, pop culture, and life in general. See you guys soon. Say goodbye to my co-host. See you guys.